Turkish exporters picked up from where they left off in 2023. Shipments abroad marked another record month in January, driven by the country's automotive industry. As Ömer Bakalolu reports, manufacturers in Bursa are ready to put their foot to the pedal and set another record year for exports.
Every component undergoes rigorous testing, ensuring it meets the stringent standards demanded by global car brands before finally being assembled for Turkey's first car brand, TOG.
At Aka Automotive, we prioritize advanced engineering, digitalizing, and technology to become more competitive in the industry. That's why we are now one of the Turkey's top R&D 250 companies now. We are not only producing car parts, but also designing them. We have even started exporting our designs recently.
Despite facing a bumpy road in recent years, the Turkish company not only maintained its position, but has expanded its reach by forging partnerships with new allies on the global stage.
Over the past 3 years, we managed to triple our exports and double our revenue by producing more value-added materials to global brands like Volkswagen, Audi, and Daimler. The share of our exports in total turnover has reached over 30%, and now we are aiming to bring this number to around 50% over the next 5 years.
Turkey's automotive exports has shifted into higher gear, reaching a record high of more than $35 billion in 2023. And companies like Aka Automotive here in Bursa are the main driving force behind this trend. The auto sector has long been holding the pole position in Turkey's exports, accounting for around 15% of overall shipments. Germany remained as the biggest buyer of Turkish-made car parts last year, followed by France and the UK. The Turkish economy has seen an upward trend in exports in the past 10 years, despite multiple roadblocks like the COVID-19 pandemic, the conflict in Ukraine, and rising inflation. In 2023, shipments abroad hit an all-time high of nearly $256 billion, even as global trade contracted around 5% from a year ago. And exporters started 2024 with a bang, marking the highest January figure of $20 billion. As the engines of the auto industry rev up, it's clear that companies like Aka Automotive are the fuel propelling Turkey towards yet another record-breaking year in exports. Ömer Bakalolu, TRT World, Bursa.
For more on this, let's talk to economist Bilal Bagis, who joins us now live from Istanbul. Thank you for being with us. So first of all, what are Turkey's main and most important exports to the rest of the world?
So we did indeed have a record-breaking year in 2023, as you just mentioned, and it seems like another year is ahead with the Turkish export starting the year of 2024 with another record 20 billion US dollar exports. And this is actually corresponding to a 3.6% year-on-year increase. So particular recovery in auto industry, in electronics, in aviation, and defense exports in 2023, they were over 5 billion US dollar. And other sectors like software, game, and IT sectors, they're also strong. And this is despite the relatively late introduction of its national brand, TOG. Turkey is still one of the leading auto producers, and it is home to many international brands' production facilities. And as I mentioned, the defense industry is another huge and strong sector with a really huge export in 2023. And huge exports in other industries like software, game, they're also helping lately.
Right. How important is Turkey's geographic location for the export industry as a whole, particularly at a time where supply chains are really disrupted in China, and not only in China?
This is probably the strongest aspect of Turkey's comparative advantage, I would say. And it will probably be one of the main drivers of Turkey's strong export capabilities looking forward. In addition to the export market diversification for its own production, Turkey is also at the crossroads of trade routes, connecting east to west, north to south, and from the middle corridor to the development road from Iraq to Europe to modern Silk Road, Spice Road, and faraway country strategies. These are all helping with this new era focus on expanding behind the borders for Turkey.
We saw 2023 wasn't a particularly good year for exports because of those disruptions that we were talking about. But Turkey managed.
Well, we just mentioned all these sectors, including the defense industry, auto industry, IT, software industries, but also the tourism industry is actually expanding very fast, and the tourism revenues for Turkey, they were over 50 billion per annum, and it looks set to achieve $60 billion soon, and the 2028 target, as we know, it is about 100 billion US dollar revenue and 90 million visitors target. These tourism revenues, they are fast recovering and are also very, very crucial in financing the relatively huge trade deficit, I would say. And this is very crucial in addition to trading national currencies and rising self-reliance in, for example, in energy industry. And of course, the falling gold imports, they would also be very, very crucial. Turkey is actually transforming into a relatively safe and strategic location between East and West, and it's increasing its tourism revenues also in addition to the good export. These rising human capital and expanding capacity of Turkish companies and the tourism sector in general, they're all very crucial. And they are all these factors, they are helping Turkey step by step becoming one of the top tourism destinations in the world.
Right, and on this very point, let's go and speak more about tourism, because we know that international travel is on track to reach 90% of pre-pandemic levels, with about 975 million people going abroad throughout the year. Euromonitor International releases its annual list of the top 100 city destinations in the world for 2023, and the world's most visited city becomes Istanbul, leaving both London and Dubai behind. Tulay Kalyan Hasnedaroglu explains.
Istanbul, Turkey was the #1 city for international arrivals in 2023, with 26% growth in year-on-year terms. Istanbul was followed by London in second place and Dubai in third. This may not come as a huge surprise, considering Istanbul is a megalopolis of 15.5 million people and the largest city in Europe. The historical center of Istanbul is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, home to Ayasofya, Topkapı Palace and Blue Mosque. And 2024 may be an even bigger year for travel to Turkey after it relaxed its visa requirements. From now on, Americans planning to come to Turkey will no longer need a visa for stays up to 90 days.